Hey, this is Leslie, and if you saw the thumbnail, my very first thought was it's time to take a deep dive. It's time to take a deep dive, y'all. God says that in order to go scuba diving, you cannot be in shallow water. There is no shallowness in the Lord. There is no shallowness in his word. There is no shallowness in his spirit. I feel this thing. The Lord is saying that he wants you to take a deep dive. He says that deep calls unto deep. This is about the water. The water is the Holy Spirit. God is saying that he has not only rained his spirit down upon you, just like his spirit descended upon Christ like a dove. He's saying he has rained his spirit down upon you. He says that he is showering you in his spirit, and he wants you to take a deep dive into who he is, into his spirit, and into his word. It is time to go deeper into the Lord. It is time to go deeper in your relationship with him. He says he wants you to get past those rabakasi, get past those rolling waves, get past, sometimes when you are in water, sometimes it's choppy or it's hard. Like when you first are walking into water, the waves are coming up against you. But the further, Jesus says, the further you go out in me, the deeper you go out in me, that water will become smooth, because you'll go deeper into my word. You'll have a deeper awareness and a deeper wisdom in me. You'll have a deeper understanding, in me. And the further you go out, the less afraid you'll be. You're afraid right now because you are in shallow water and you don't know what to expect. But he says when you go out, when you trust enough to go out into deeper water, you will see that you don't even need your feet to touch ground, to touch the bank or the shore, or you know what I'm saying? You don't need to have your feet in the sand. He says, I want you to go out to a place where you are so deeply entrenched in the water that there is nothing left but you and me, that I'm your only safety, I'm your only security, that you that you have to trust so deeply in me for your security and your safety, that there's nobody else around. There's nobody else that can help you. You don't need a life raft. You don't need a life vest. You don't need a boat. You don't need anybody to come past and save you, because you're going to trust so deeply in me. Deep. I'm calling you deeper. I'm calling you deeper, daughter. I'm calling you deeper, son. I want you to realize who I am, who you are in me. Oh, the Lord is saying that he has something for you the deeper that you go in him. The things that you've been asking for, the things that you have been, the things that you require, you're going to find when you go deeper in him. And some of those things you're even going to find that you don't actually even need, that you don't actually even want. It's just a fleshly desire. But he says when you get so deeply entrenched in my Holy Spirit, you're going to find that you don't even want half of the stuff that you thought you wanted, that you don't need, that it's not even necessary as part of your journey. There's going to be so many things that fall off of you, like the scales falling off of your eyes. There's going to be things that fall off of you when you get into that water. It's something about, and not even to be vulgar, but a lot of people like to go skinny dipping. It's something about being in the water that makes you just want to get undressed, right? You don't like to wear clothes in the water. Who does? Who wants heavy clothes? God says there's going to be things that are going to fall and drop off of you. And when you get into that water, when you get into that deep place, into that secret place with him, he says it's going to be so relaxing. It's going to be the peace of God is going to be so overwhelming. You're not going to even think about half of the things that you've been going through, half of the things that have been trying to come up against you. None of that betrayal is going to matter. None of those lies are going to matter. None of those bills are going to matter. Nothing. When you spend that alone time with him, when you go into that deep place, into that secret place, when you dwell with the Lord in the secret place of the Most High, right? When you get into that place, you won't even be concerned about anything surrounding you. When you get into that deeper water, you'll look back at the shore and you'll even see those waves, some real big waves rolling towards the shore, but it won't affect you. You'll be in a place of peace and in a place of security. So that's the word. Deep calls unto deep. Okay, it's time for a deep dive, y'all.